Bom dia, hello guys, how are you? ¿Cómo estão? If you're new to this channel, I'm Karolinti from karolinti.com and I teach European Portuguese, mainly on A1 and A2 levels. I prepare my students to pass CIPLE exam and sometimes I do episodes about Portuguese culture. Today, in this video, I will try to respond one of the most frequent questions that my students ask me, which is what to expect during CIPLE, DIPLE or DAPLE oral exams. Are you interested? Fiquem comigo! First of all, let's explain what do CIPLE, DIPLE and DAPLE mean. CIPLE is an official exam. All of them are official Portuguese language exams. CIPLE is on A2 level, so it's like beginner level. It is very popular now because it allows you to get permanent residency and citizenship in Portugal, whereas DIPLE, for example, it's an exam on B2 level. It allows you to study at Portuguese universities. And the last one, DAPLE, is on an advanced level, C1 level. This one is also popular because you can work inside governmental institutions in the European Union, and if there is any necessity to prove that you are fluent at Portuguese, this certificate is the best. Personally, I passed DIPLE and DAPLE exam, so I will share here with you some information that I remember from my speaking exam. I didn't take CIPLE, but lots of my students they did, and fortunately they passed, and so I will share all the information that I gathered from them. If you're looking for more information about CIPLE or DIPLE exams, not only the speaking part, you should definitely watch or see these two episodes. Link to them you can find in the description box below. Now, speaking part of the exams, even if it's CIPLE, DIPLE or DAPLE, takes about 20-25 minutes per two candidates. The first part of the speaking exams, even if it's CIPLE, DIPLE or DAPLE, is your introduction. So you have to tell about who are you, how old are you, where are you from, where do you live, do you have a family, do you have hobby, you have to say your profession. Sometimes you have to make an introduction about yourself on your own, or sometimes the examiner will ask you additional questions. My advice is practice your introduction at home, but do not memorize it. The most important is to focus and to respond to the questions that you are actually asked. What kind of questions you might have? Have a look. Como está? Como se chama? Quantos anos tem? Qual a sua nacionalidade? Onde mora? Qual a sua profissão? Onde trabalha? Qual é o seu estado civil? Qual a sua formação? As you can see, these are basic questions, so you shouldn't have any problems with them. The second part of speaking exams is an interaction between two candidates. During CIPLE exam, you may have topics to discuss such as o convite, the invitation. One candidate has to invite another to do something together, and the other has to respond. Remember, both candidates create a dialogue according to given information. If you want to practice more invitations, you can do this with my learning materials, which are available on my website karolinti.com. Just enter my online shop and you'll find there preposition com. It is learning material in which you will find invitations to practice. During CIPLE, the second part of the exam, you may also create dialogue from different places like shoe shop, pharmacy, library, and dialogue from fruteria. To practice this dialogue, just watch this episode. It might be also asking and giving information about different timetable, like what time does the train leave or what time does the coffee shop open. Different timetables you can practice with me by watching these episodes. It can be also creating a dialogue between doctor and his patient. It might be also describing pictures. The first candidate gets the picture to describe and the other candidate finishes off, and then the second candidate describes another picture and the first candidate finishes the second picture. Did I tell you that correctly? The most important thing here is to use present prefrastico, the structure with the verb estar, preposition a and then infinitive. For example, o menino está a ler o livro. It might be as well asking how to get to some place and giving road directions. In the second part of my DIPLE exam, I remember vividly I had to just answer the question how people live nowadays and how did they live in the past. All we had to do, the other candidate and me, was creating like 8 sentences, and we used here presente do indicativo and pretérito imperfeito. For example, hoje as pessoas usam muito tecnologia, mas antigamente as pessoas não tinham os telemóveis. During the second part of my DAPLE exam, the other candidate and me were asked, why do people learn foreign languages? Why do we learn Portuguese? And we had to say what are the best ways to learn foreign language. The second part of the exam is an interaction between two candidates. You have to remember the other candidate is not your competitor. So when it's your turn, you have to speak freely, and when it's the other candidate's turn, let him or her speak. Don't interrupt, don't put yourself in the position of teacher, so don't correct their mistakes. Just be kind, smile a lot. Even if the other candidate doesn't play by the rules, don't interact with rudeness. It's better here to avoid the conflict. It's not your position to moderate the exam. So all you have to think and believe that you will be judged accordingly. During my DAPLE, so advanced second part of the exam, the other candidate didn't focus on the questions that he was asked. He focused more on my person. He didn't respond actually the question. He was trying to underestimate me. The examinator was shocked and speechless. I was shocked as well. But what can you do? I don't know if the other candidate passed the exam, but the most important that I did, and I got more than 90% from speaking part. So I wasn't that bad after all. The third part of the exam is an interaction between candidates and an examinator. In the third part of the exam, CIPLE, DIPLE or DAPLE, you may have to respond such questions as: have you ever been to Portugal? Which places did you visit? What are your favorite places in Portugal? Have you tried Portuguese cuisine? What is your favorite dish? Why do you study Portuguese? Why do you want to pass this exam? Can you explain what exactly do you do at your work? How does your daily or weekly routine look like? You may be asked about your holiday plans, or you may discuss recent world events such as Olympics or Football Cup. The examinator may ask you about your favorite book or favorite film. Some tips here. First of all, don't stress out. If you haven't visited Portugal, that's okay, just tell the truth. If you haven't eaten Portuguese cuisine, okay, you can tell the truth here as well. You can just add, for example, that you heard about pastéis de nata or francesinha, and for example, it seems very interesting to you. As you could see, almost the same questions were dedicated to beginners, to students on intermediate level and then students on advanced level. Why it's like this? Because not the questions but the answers are the ones that matter. You answer to the question according to your own vocabulary. If you are a beginner, use basic vocabulary. The most important is not to do mistakes. So, for example, make your sentences short, be careful with pronunciation. If you are an intermediate student, make your sentences a bit longer and use more sophisticated vocabulary. The same tip is for DAPLE students. When you answer a question such as "Como está?", you can answer with simple "Estou bem, obrigada" on every level or on every exam. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this episode. Thank you my patrons for supporting the channel. I hope this episode was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget also to leave your thumbs up, share and subscribe. Take care and I see you soon. Até já!